Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. This is a completely different piece of content than the type of thing that I usually make. So, a good friend, John, from a beautiful country called Poland, said, you should really go to one of these GORUCK events in Europe. And I was like, I really should. You're right. So I'm currently not in the Kingdom of the Moorlands. I've travelled 4 hours through England. I've got on a ferry. Travelled 4 hours to cross the English Channel. And now I'm in the beautiful country of France with the beautiful people of France, which are also called the French. And I have to say, their beer is a lot stronger than I'm used to. So only having, say, 4 of their mild pints, I'm a little inebriated, so this is a little bit different. This is Randy's Merry Moorlander vlogs. Anyway, so definitely different to what we're usually used to. Yeah, so for the first time ever, I'm doing my first GORUCK event here in Normandy, 2025. It's 80 years since D-Day. Oh, it's 86 years since D-Day. 80 years since the end of the war. Yeah, it's a very special time. So there's a couple of things that I'm doing today which we'll go through, but I thought instead maybe what we'd do is we'd have a look at the things that I've brought with me. Now the first thing is this tent. You'd probably think, what, he is the Moorlander. It's not just any dude, he's the Moorlander. He's got a tent that's made from a dragon's foreskin and mermaid's pubes. That's the kind of higher echelon of tent. I actually bought this piece of crap from Blacks 20 years ago. You might look on the inside of here and think that this is some sort of strange black mold. It's not. This is a special technique that Moorlanders like myself have been using for centuries, which helps to reinforce the hydrostatic head of a tent. It's a quasi super electro DOGs. I mean, it's not. It probably cost me about £70 about 20 years ago, but in the years that I've had this, I've been everywhere with this tent. It's tried and tested. Everybody has used this formula, 2 crossbars and then the one for the little warning at the front. It's great. It's at the point now there's water going through the out sheet onto the main sheet. It needs to be resealed, but the fact that I've had this so long, it's awesome. Now, as far as the bed is concerned, it's a typical one of these canvas cots. You put the poles through each side. Underneath, you've got these 4 little legs that go underneath there. You can have these amazing tents, beds, cots, but you really can't beat this sort of stuff. It's dirt cheap and works exceptionally well. The canvas on the inside and the metal poles, they're not the best. So I have one of these cheap and cheerful Van Gogh Trek 3 compacts. You can get amazing, super thick plush bed liners to lie on, but this thing, it's kind of just thicker than an inch. But because I've got this canvas cot, then it does what it needs to do. It just takes that sharpness away from it. Just a standard kind of pillow. I say standard, I actually forgot my pillow. So my buddy, he lent me his pillow. Well, he bought 2 pillows. I've got the hiccups now. And then as far as my, to sleep in, this is the Softy Elite 1 from Snugpack. You just can't go wrong with these. If you're after something that is British designed, now this is the Softy Elite version. So this is these are made abroad, but you really can't go wrong with these. The Elite 1 is kind of the lightest version that you can get for the warmest kind of temperatures, but in this tent, it's perfectly fine for me. No issues whatsoever. A couple of things my tent is concerned as far as footwear. General footwear while I've been traveling, These are the Ultra Alone Peak 9 Plus, I think they're called. A fairly minimalist shoe, but the beauty of these is they have that wide toe box, so keeping a natural footfall whilst you're out is great. We are doing 2 events while we're away here this weekend. Sorry, I'm slurring my words a little bit. I did say that this would be, what did I say? Randy's inebriated review. I can't remember what I said originally. But so there is a beach event where they're going to give us a beasting for 2 to 3 hours on the beach, which is going to be pretty freaking tough. So I've decided for that. These are my Olympus. Sorry, these are the Ultra Olympus. I'm a big fan of Ultra footwear, mainly because they have a very natural wide toe box. I've got feet like the Hobbit, so these work really well. And then for the 12-mile weighted ruck march that we're going to be doing, these are from Belleville. These use the AMRAP, which is as many reps as possible, and hands down one of the most comfortable military style boots that I've ever tested. Love these. Whilst I was away at IWA this year, I had these on for the 3 or 4 days that I was there and had absolutely no issues whatsoever with these. So as far as tried and tested is concerned, these are great. I've made some content on those as well. Just at the back there you might see my Jackery. I'm walking with a buddy and he needs his phone charging, so we need to make sure that it's nice and charged, and I have brought an electric hookup with me. It's in the car somewhere, which I probably should have plugged in, but this Jackery will charge my phone 6,728 times whilst singing the national anthem of Venezuela. It's amazing kind of thing, you know. It does exactly everything that you need to do from it. As far as keeping myself dry, this is the Cyclone Pro jacket from Highlander Forces. They sent this to me a few weeks back. I say a few months back. I've been testing this a lot whilst out walking. As soon as we got here, we started to pitch the tents, and the heavens just absolutely opened. This has kept me completely dry. We even walked into the village. We've had several pints, maybe 3 or 4 anyway, and it's kept me perfectly dry. Behind here, all of the kit that I brought today. This is in one of these North Face satchels. It's not a satchel, isn't it? I forgot the word. Holdalls. I've had this now just as long as I've had this. Probably maybe even longer than I've had this tent. So 20 years I've had this, and it's just bomber. I've got a few of these different holdalls. One I put my airsoft kit in. One I put traveling kit in. This is my, I call it my shit kicker kit, because this is the kind of stuff that if I need to get something done, no matter what the event, I can just put stuff into this and it will always be dry. I've got some flip-flops down here as well, because 2001 I got registered as slightly retarded. When I sleep at night, I need to have one of these pillow knee cushion things. I hold this between my legs. It makes me feel like I'm back, spiritually oneness kind of thing. But anyway, that's a cool thing. Down here, I do have a hip pack. This is from Savota. It's either the Askeri or the Kudefurdish Nudefred. I will put the exact details down here, but in here, so most of the stuff whilst I'm out walking or I'm going to be doing this ruck event, I'm going to keep in my Rucker 4.0 here. But things like my mobile phone, what have I got in here? Let's see if I can open this with one hand. I can't open it with one hand. I've got a spare battery in here. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery from Nightcore, the Summit version. This is amazing. I've got some sun cream, even though I'm probably not going to use this. I've got some chapstick, some Burt's Bees, you know, just all of those things that you need to just be able to get every now and again, but rather than having to go or take your rucksack off your rucker here, you can just get those bits. I've also got one of these accessory packs from Savota as well. This will be in my pack whilst we're walking, so I'm trying to do this with one hand. Again, more suntan lotion, I've got some scissors, I've got some first aid stuff. What have we got? We've got paracetamol, we've got some ibuprofen. There is some ibuprofen gel in here as well somewhere. There's the ibuprofen gel, just in case you get sore bits. And then we've also got some ass cream. Sudocrem works great if you've got a poorly ass whilst walking. More of that on a future piece of content. There is also, where's my first aid kit? there's also a first aid kit in it. Maybe it's in here. But so this is the GORUCK Rucker 4.0. As far as rucking is concerned, this is freaking awesome. You can get everything in here that you need to get in here, plus maybe the kitchen sink. There are some other rucking style bags which I will be making some content on in the future, but I would definitely say that for a GORUCK event, a GORUCK backpack kind of is, it's the gold standard. But this is the 25 litre version, which means that, so in the front here, let me just open this a second. So just in the front here, again, I've got another pair of scissors. I have some Ranger bands, because I always take Ranger bands with me, and then I've also got some 550 paracords, just in case I need to kind of suspend things in my bag, which is always useful anyway. Water protection. Now I know I mentioned I've got the Cyclone Pro here, but just in case it's not super wet, I do have a couple of options in here. So the first one, so this is actually, let's click on this one first. So this is the what's this one? This is the stowaway jacket from Arctis. I freaking love this. I've used this so much because it's always in my backpacks. It stows away really small, compacts really small, and it's just there for when you need it. It's part of their Arid Comb range as well, which I love this camo. Now they have recently just done an update to this, which is this bad boy here. So if you're already a fan of the stowaway jacket, this is the Hurricane shirt. Is it stowaway shirt? Hurricane shirt. Very similar to the stowaway shirt. You've got the hood on there, which is double line, which is really nice. It folds away, stows away into a small pack. But the beauty with this one is that you have a pass-through pocket here, like a hoodie. Then you also have here on the front, you have a Joey style pocket. And if you need to, this is also where, I'm trying to do this with one hand, but this is also where you've got like one of those pockets that you can stow it away into. Really, really cool. Then on the inside, here's my first aid kit. So this is from Rhino Rescue. I've made some content on this. I take this everywhere with me, mainly because it's just so small and useful to just have around. On the inside of here, because one of the events starts at 7 PM 1900 hours, and they've said that it will be kind of 2 to 3 hours. I want to make sure that I have either a flashlight, which I have here with the this is the Olight Perron 3 Mini, but because this comes with a head torch, then it's going to be doubly functional. On the inside of here, they recommend bringing water, which is vital for a rucking event like this. So this is one of the Source hydration bladders. This is a 3 litre one, and the tube that goes through also has this reinforcement on there, which makes sure that it keeps nice and safe. And then on the inside, so inside the rucking plates here, obviously, hopefully it's not too obviously, but GORUCK make their own rucking plates. Because I'm over 170 pounds and I need to carry 20 pounds, rather than carrying a single 20 pound rucking plate, what I do is I carry two, let me pull this out. I carry 2 of these 10 pound rucking plates, which is great because you can move these around. You can put them into the main plate at the back, you can put one in the front, one in the back. It just gives you a little bit more freedom when it comes to weight management and where you want to put it. But what it also means is, once I've got all of the stuff in here, that's 20 pounds plus 3 litres, which is £6.6, plus all of the other stuff I've got in here as well, kind of takes it close to about £30. But if I wanted to, I could take one of these plates out of here. Maybe I could take this plate out of here and still be close-ish to that £20 limit, which I think is just about right for a guy my size. Well, it's day 2 of being in France. I've done some really nice things today. First thing we did was went to the Bayeux Tapestry. Now, might be a little bit of me just kind of talking about some of the stuff. I didn't want to be that. Well, it's when you go into the Bayeux Tapestry, it says no filming and no photos, but that was really cool. We learned about 1066 and the Battle of Hastings in history at school, but I always remember it being that the French were arseholes, wanted to invade. Harold was the just and right king. They had a fight and Harold won, when actually Harold was a prick. William from France actually deserved the throne. And generally really interesting. If you're ever in France and you get a chance to go to Bayeux, the one thing you have to visit is the Bayeux Tapestry. It's absolutely amazing, and the story of it and what it is and the significance of it. So that was really cool. And then we also went to the American Cemetery, and again, I'll show you some photos here, but I wanted to be respectful. I didn't want to be that guy that's just, you know, wandering around with a camera. If you're ever in Normandy, we hopefully will be visiting the British one. There is a Canadian one as well. Yeah, walking around my buddy, we stopped, we found 2 graves, we both found one each. Just stopped, paid our respects, said thank you. God, welling up thinking about it, but it's a good thing to do. It puts a lot of things in perspective. The amount of things that those men went through so that we have the freedoms that we have today. It does. It gets you right there. So yes, we went to do that today, and that was good. Tonight we're going down to Omaha Beach, where we're going to be doing a 2 or 3 hour. It doesn't really kind of say. Well, it does. It says it's going to be either 2 or 3 hours. So we're going to be doing a ruck event on the beach. I've got all my ruck stuff set up. I'm a little bit worried just in case I hurt my back, but you know, who cares? You only live once. Cadre Dan is going to be running that. He's also going to be running the 12-mile walk that we're going to be doing tomorrow as well. I'll give you some feedback on it when I've finished. Again, I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, can I stop? I want to take some photos and stuff. So yeah, it's really just me talking about this now. But yeah, we're going to be doing that tonight. And then on the walk tomorrow, hopefully, because we'll be going to places of certain significance, especially for American troops, because it's going to be walking along Pointe du Hoc and Omaha Beach. So I'm going to take my camera with me so we can just take some kind of little bits from there as well. But really looking forward to tonight, and yeah, it's been an awesome trip so far. North France is stunning, absolutely amazing place to visit. I highly recommend it. So rucking activities are officially finished back home in the UK. We did a few. Some of the ones were the lighter ones, mainly because, you know, I'd never done these things before. I wasn't too sure how much doing multiple ones in a weekend would have been too much. Turns out, you know, I'm okay, I guess. The first one that we did was on the beach, was on Omaha. I think it was about 5k. We walked about 2k, 2.5. Then we did a WOD, which is a group of different exercises, kind of bear crawls, up and overs, Russian twists. What else was there? Farmers walks. There was a few others as well. Then we walked all the way back and then did exactly the same exercise again. You had to do however many you could do in like a 20-minute period. That was good fun. Because it was a lighter one, it was more of a family activity as well. There were men and mums and dads there with the kids, which was kind of cool. You got these young American kids walking past you and they're like, yeah, you know, you gotta grit and get in it.
or if you got a shower after it, then you know you've been working hard. And yeah, it was because you kind of chatting like, yeah, if it doesn't hurt, it's not worth doing. And I'm like, yeah, man. And it was like that was quite cool. And then to the longer walk, so we did one that started off in Grand Comp, and then walked all the way along that beach and the beach heads and the cliffs, all the way to Omaha Beach. And that was really cool. Walking along the same places that those guys were back in the 1940s during D-Day. The guy that was with us, Cadre Dan, clearly has a lot of passion for that. So we stopped off at the Le Pointe du Hoc, learnt all about the Rangers. We learnt all about where the term Rangers lead the way comes from, which actually was further down the beach. But we looked at the bunker there. Going into the bunker was just mad. Seeing the explosions on the ground, you could see where the shells had come in from the English and the Americans, from the boats, just landing on the ground. The craters that they created was just mental. Walking into the bunkers as well and seeing the bullet holes peppered everywhere. I can imagine for the Americans it was hard working the way into them. I could also imagine from the German side as well, just being in there, fighting for your life wasn't nice for them either. Yeah. So then we walked along. We had a flyover whilst we were walking as well. These big three huge. I think there was two American planes and there was a French plane as well. I only know there was the Hercules. Somebody else said that they actually mentioned their exact designation. That was awesome. All the kit worked out really well. Yeah, absolutely amazing. We took the right amount of water, right amount of food. It was great. And after that, we went to see some more. We went to see some more places as far as cemeteries are concerned. We managed to find the British and Commonwealth one, which was really nice. Completely different feel to the US one. The way that the graves were laid out, they're also a little bit closer together, which made it feel like it was smaller. But then when you actually find out how many gravestones were there, it's we also went to the German one as well. We thought it was right that we looked at how the German soldiers had been remembered. I'm glad we did that. I know from the Allied side the Germans were in the wrong, but I wholeheartedly believe that a lot of the men that were fighting there that time, they were told to fight. They were scared. They did what they did. They thought that they were on the right side, which obviously history has shown that they weren't. But going and pay my respects there, I thought that was the right thing to do as well. But yeah, completely different feel. Rather than the plinths that were there, the actual headstones, they just had these plots that were on the floor, and you could see where like the bits are chipped off the corners because whoever had been tending the land there had literally just gone over them with lawnmowers. They just didn't care, which whatever your views on that are concerned. But yeah, so it was good to do that. And then we had lots of other little places that we went to. We went to Utah. But I guess and we also went to Sword Beach as well, which one the British landed on, the Commonwealth forces. But yeah, if you're ever in France, I know I might have said this earlier when I was on the campsite, but if you get to visit Normandy, it is an absolutely amazing place. Outside of being in England, it's probably the most British, or outside of being Britain, it's the most British place that you can go to. The Union flag is flying everywhere. Whilst we were in Bayeux, when you look at the huge cathedral that's there, there's a French flag at the top. I think there's 3 French flags at the top. There's three Union flags at the top, and there's 3 Star Spangled Banners at the top as well. It really does feel like being in an area that was shaped and affected so much by the British and the Americans and all of the things that have gone on there. And I think the respect that the people of Normandy hold on to that now. I know it's a bit of a money-making thing for them as well, because so many Brits and hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of Americans go there every year. But yeah, just that tie between all of the nations. So yeah, if you ever get a chance, then you definitely should do. I hope the filming of this has been alright. It's been a bit of a weird one. I know that first night I'd had a bit of a drink as well. But I wanted to kind of document this for you guys, just to kind of see the things that we did. But hopefully it's been enjoyable. It's mainly me talking. I probably could have filmed more, like when we were on the WOD and that sort of stuff, but I wanted to experience it rather than, I didn't want to be that guy that was like, oh, can we just stop so I can film this kind of thing. Whereas when we were doing the walks and stuff, I was able to just kind of film while we're doing that. But yeah, I am thinking of making some content specifically on, if you're interested in getting into rucking, what is rucking, how do you get into it, companies like GORUCK, and how to join those sort of communities. So watch this space. Hopefully in the next few months I'll be able to get that content out, just to give you a little kind of my input into how to ruck and how to walk with weights, that sort of stuff. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I will leave some links below so that you can see more from GORUCK and the different events that you've got. I'll leave some of my social media links below so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel. I have a second channel which is Moorlander Tactical, so if you're after more tactical stuff rather than the EDC stuff, that's where you'll get that. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.